All right. All right, guys, we're getting ready to get started. We have got a really, really big event tonight, as usual. And so I want to, first of all, welcome you guys in the weather. I know the weather's not good. Jeremiah, you came from where? Fredericksburg? Where do you at? Where do you live? South of Fredericksburg? Fredericksburg. Lex, where'd you come from? Harper's Ferry? Anybody come further than Harper's Ferry? Zoya, you came from Delaware? Delaware. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so we got Harper's Ferry, we got Fredericksburg. Dickie's not here from Orange County. Anybody further from Harper's Ferry, West Virginia? All right, well, you get the prize coming in this weather. Thank you guys for being here. I'll cover a few housekeeping things first. If you guys look up here, you can see your different name tags. If you're a wholesaler and you're wearing pink, raise your hand. All the pinkies raise their hand. This is good, right? What it is, guys, are the pink folks are really, the way I look at it, are the all-stars that need to be here because
Good to see you.
the pink guys, the pinkies are the wholesalers. What do the wholesalers do? They bring the deals, right? And so they're the important ones. Greenies, raise your hand. Green folks, raise your hand. Okay, the green folks are the funders. So the funders are going to fund the fix and flippers. Who are fix and flippers? Raise your hand. Let me see you guys. We got fix and flippers in the room. We got a hell of a lot of those. So you guys should be looking around. These are the folks that you want to meet at the end of the meetup, right? Fix and flippers. We got the buy and holds. The wholesalers are important. Buy and hold, raise your hand. Okay, good. We're everything.
We sure are.
I don't know one thing that we're not. Let's see. Service providers, raise your hand. First of all, realtors. Realtors, before I get into title companies. Realtors, raise their hand. Hopefully you're investor-friendly realtors. I know most of you guys are. Title companies, raise their hand. I see 2 title companies in the room. Do I see another one? Pride and Cobalt are in the room. So we've got title companies here. Service providers. Kerry, raise your hand. Kerry does trash out. So he's a trash out. He did a deal that we're going to do today. Contractor. Yeah, contractors, raise their hand. 1, that's all I got. 2, so you're a contractor. We all contractors in DC? And where do? You do Virginia, right? Okay, so you got contractors. You raise your hand for what? Realtor, wholesaler? Yeah. You it all, huh? All right, Tremaine, good to see you here. So basically, guys, what are we missing? What? We're missing deals, right? We're missing deals. So our job is fourfold. And I'll try to be quick, but I'm not quick, you guys. I talk too much. Fourfold, right? Number 1, we want to educate, right? We want to educate. That's number 1 for us. Number 2, networking, right? We're building a Clear Sky community, let's face it. Deals are being done within our community on every end, right? We're funding all of our deals. Our students are finding them. We're funding them. We've got title companies that are closing them. We've got contractors that are fixing them. We got the carriers of the world that are trashing out the properties. So we're providing everything at this meetup. The only thing we're not providing is deals, and we're going to provide that today. Let's see. What am I missing? Students raise their hand. Clear Sky Education students raise their hand. Good to see you guys. We've got about 7 or 8 of you guys in the room. Out of this Clear Sky students, are you guys finding deals? That's not, that was awful.
It's not enthusiastic.
That was terrible.
But
Wait a minute.
But they are finding good deals.
Is it because you don't want everybody to know? Is that what it is? Especially you right here. You're doing 1 a month. You're doing about 1 a month and you're telling your secrets. Okay. All right. They're finding deals. Agenda for tonight. One of the things that I like about our meetup, and I'm not going to pat myself on the back too much, is that I get to create the agenda. And so I have sponsored so many meetups in the last 20 years, Sam. How many years?
Oh, yeah.
15 years?
Yeah. It's been
So
nonstop.
I've been to all kinds of meetups where I get bored. I'm an ADHD guy. I got to keep doing stuff. And so I get bored quickly. And so one of the things I did with this meetup is I created an agenda that hopefully you guys want to hear, right? Just like I said, education, networking, entertainment, and deals. And so I created this thing around a model. And so what we did is we pulled all of our advertising dollars out. So we used to sponsor Grid. I sponsored Cash Flow Breakfast Club for a little bit. I sponsored NAHREP.
Traction.
I sponsored Nom Lambs events. What else? Traction. What else did we sponsor? We sponsored all this stuff, and we threw a lot of money into our advertising budget. So what we decided to do is we said, you know what? Starting January this year, we're going to create a meetup that facilitates deals. And I got this idea, and you'll know, from Andre Johnson. Andre Johnson used to run a deals meetup in Oxon Hill, Maryland. And so I took the things I liked about that meetup, I took the things I liked about these other meetups, and we create our own animal, right? And so one of the good things about tonight is that part of the agenda, one of the things that we're going to talk about is an open table discussion on navigating the current market. So our investors, they want to know what in the heck is going on with the market. What's going on with this? What's going on with that? So what we're going to do is we're going to have an open discussion. Might just be me and Sam and you guys. And you guys feel free to comment and chime in anytime you want. And let's talk about the markets. We're going to cover Northern Virginia. We're going to cover DC. We're going to cover Maryland. We'll probably cover PG County, Montgomery County, Charles County, Frederick County. You might cover West Virginia if you want to. We can talk about that if you want. So we're going to cover the markets. We're going to cover the future, what we think about the market, and then kind of some of the pitfalls that you guys are seeing. So we're going to do that. We have a good case study on Laurel Street. One of our students made a few dollars. We'll cover that. So I'll put Horace on the hot seat at the same time that we cover case study. And then we're going to get into the deal presentation. The good thing about tonight, from the deal standpoint, is that Sam will tell you I'm very, very excited, is that we got 4 types of deals tonight. Number one, we got our normal fix and flip stuff. We have a development deal or two. We've got, is Karina here? I haven't seen Karina yet. We've got 2 development deals. We have a gap funding deal for one of you guys to fund. And then we also have a equity raise for a restaurant that's absolutely out of the blue. So we've got 4 different deal types to present tonight, and I'm absolutely excited. The other thing that we got to present tonight in our deals presentation is, guys, we got Northern Virginia deals. We got Northern Virginia deals. We've got Old Town Alexandria. No one's presenting deals in Old Town. I've got something called Fairfax Station Cross Point that's coming. I've got a 3-house development deal, the border of Oakton, Virginia, Fairfax, Virginia, Oakton High School. So we've got deals here, guys, that aren't being presented from your normal Market Pro wholesalers, guys, and they're coming our way. So that's good. So I'm excited about that. And then also, too, we've got the ad hoc deals. I think we've got about 5 deals on the ad hoc piece. So I have got to get moving, and we've got to get going because we've got a lot of stuff to cover. What is it? The Clear Sky Deals Meetup, guys? It's a place for you guys to submit deals so that we can facilitate money making. And I'll cover it in a couple of deals from last time that, believe it or not, within this deals meetup, 3 deals got sold within this meetup. And we'll cover that. Yeah, that's good. I'm pretty excited about that. Most important, there's a space where you can showcase your deals and get them closed. You don't have anything missing in this room. I don't see, is Washington Capital Partners here? I don't see them. Oh, that's good. So we're the top dog. We're the hard money lender top dog. Showcase your deals, guys. We're not getting very many deal submittals on our website. We'd like to have a few more. What I'm doing is calling around. I'm gathering all these deals. Sarah will tell you I freak out on Sunday saying, oh my God, I got a deals meetup coming. I've got to get all these deals in here for you guys to look at. And so I go crazy. But this is a way for you guys to submit your deals. Karina submitted a deal on it. I think Tremaine submitted a deal on there. Christian Anderson submitted a couple deals. So it's getting there, but that's how you showcase your deals. These are your name tags. If you don't know what the name tags are, look up in the front. Remember, the pink wholesalers is who you want to attack, right? Wholesalers are the ones bringing deals for the most part. Purples are the fix and flippers. Green, the greenies, hard money lenders, or like you're a loan broker. Raise your hand. Green, raise your hand. You're a loan broker. What are you guys, loan brokers? Anybody else that's green? Corey, I know you're brokering, right? Corey's my son, so get to know him. He's also fixing and flipping. He's brokering. Anybody else I missed? We're green. Teresa, good to see you. We're hard money lenders. We're asset-based lenders. We're one of the only asset-based lenders in this area. I don't care about your credit. I only lend into the deal. If you are getting a DSCR loan at the end of your buy and hold, I care about your credit. All right? Clear Sky, who we are. I'll cover this really quick. We got a bunch of different companies. Oh, Ed, you're here.
I'm here.
I was trying to slow it down until you got here.
Oh, no.
This is Ed Grass. attorney extraordinaire, not your attorney, but our attorney. Clear Sky Properties, we fix and flip 1-2 houses a month. Buy and holds, we got about a 50-unit residential rental portfolio. We manage everything ourselves in-house. Got an industrial parking lot. Clear Sky Financial is our hard money line. We've got about $40 million in the street right now. DC, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, Louisiana, Florida. We're all over the place. Ola, I saw you sneak in late. How you doing, Ola? Clear Sky Holdings, Ed Grass is the star of that. That's where we do our tax lien certificate investing. Oh, by the way, I keep getting calls, Ed.
Yeah.
They're finding my name.
Oh, no.
Blaine, Savannah.
Oh, yeah.
Where'd you guys get it? So how'd you find my name? I'm not even associated with these houses.
The sky.
It's funny how your name's coming up all the time now.
Oh, geez.
Charlie.
Write this number down, 703-587-2475. His number. As a matter of fact, July 16th, we have a big date. DC tax lien auction. We'll be there. 200, how many properties is that? 2,000?
2,000. Yeah.
2,000 properties. So that company is famous for buying tax lien certificates. Guess what the booby prize is, guys? What's the booby prize?
Interest.
18%. Do you guys like to make 18% return? Hell, I would. I still do. Clear Sky Auto, we own an auto body shop, tire shop. Clear Sky Education, look in the back, we got a couple books. We wrote a book called The Roadmap to Wealth and Real Estate Investing. It's our story, guys. It's the way we took zero, got it to all these passive assets, passive incomes. Yeah. That's a great question.
That is.
5 years, 7 years?
Ed found it at a bankruptcy sale.
I thought you were going to say a bet. Yeah, bet. Yeah.
Bankruptcy auction. We picked it up from the bankruptcy auction. It's in 1234 Easy Street.
That is the actual.
I'm not lying.
In Woodbridge.
I'm not lying.
That is the real address.
I'm serious. 1234 Easy Street's the address. Look
It's
it up.
by 12346. So it's
1234 Easy Street.
Yeah.
Woodbridge.
Off of
22111.
near 123.
I'll tell that story another time. That's a long story. It's a great story. Just like every one of our stories is great. All right, Ed, we're going to start with you.
Huh?
Just slide, brother.
I'm a lawyer. I think we covered that. And I'm here. So I made it a little late. The prosperity is washed out. For anybody who wants to know.
What is?
Yeah, prosperity lane. When you go down, you could make it if you were adventurous. I'm not adventurous in a handicap minivan.
Well, and that brings me to another story. We have one of the better high school basketball coaches in the room. Raise your hand, Keith. Keith Honore coached Potomac basketball for a long time. How many state championships you got? 2 state championships. How many finals? 2 or 3? All right, so he's got 2 and 3. And this is like that 6 a.m. practice I was telling you about, right? Keith, it's December the 23rd. Everybody's on winter break. Keith has a 6 a.m. practice, right? Who shows up are the real serious people, right? That's like us tonight, right? We're in July. Everybody's on vacations. It's pouring outside, and you guys are still here. So I equate this to the 6 a.m. December 23rd morning practices where people don't want to be there. And so I thank you guys for showing up. So that's Ed. Next is Sam.
So I've been working with Charlie for about 25 years and Ed for about 15 or 20 now. And
That's dog years. So that's more like
dog
150.
years. Yeah,
God,
it's thousands of years, it seems. And we started off with real estate brokerage. We expanded. We did a lot of fix and flips. And I've been doing the operations with a great team of people that work with us. And we do a lot of hard money deals. So we stay busy with a lot of flips, a lot of tax lien work.
So the way it works is that I, for the most part, find most of the deals. I get us in trouble. Sam has to take those deals on the back end, right?
Yep.
Manage it.
Until
Service
I can't
it.
manage it any longer.
So we can't manage it anymore.
And then
Ed
cleans up.
cleans up. Ed cleans up our mess. And so everybody always says to me, this one guy is at a commercial meetup. He's been in business forever. He sells businesses. He was so stressed out. You're going to like this story. This guy was so stressed out that he was getting sued. He's been in business for 25 years. He's like, I've never been sued before. I am so nervous and so stressed out. I have so much anxiety. I've never been involved in a lawsuit before. And so we're like, hell, that's an everyday occurrence for us.
It's a day that ends in Y. Well,
It's a day that ends in Y.
And it's a good
Because-
thing to point out that the longer you do this, hopefully it's not your first deal, but the longer you do this, some crazy person is going to sue you for something. And so part of that preparation is, listening to when you hear those bad stories, learn from other people's mistakes, try to have a relationship with a lawyer who knows this field at least a little bit, and be prepared. Have insurance is very important. As problematic as insurance can be, have the right insurance. So you need to have an insurance person you work with that can advise you. Not most people don't know all the different types of insurance. Sam can tell you stories about what it's like to get builder's risk policies for certain properties under construction versus, a regular house is quite a different thing. So in any event, yeah, it is part of the process, getting litigation and hopefully resolving it. Usually if people are not crazy, if there is a dispute, you can just work it out. Sam's the workout kind of guy. But sometimes people just go off the deep end.
We try to avoid court, but we're actually in one lawsuit right now. I told you this, I think last meetup, is that Ed's actually battling AI. We have a guy submitting AI suits, chat GPT lawsuits against us on a property that unfortunately we had to take back in Leesburg. And so this thing has been, I think we're finally to the end of it. We're getting close.
Getting there.
And he was so mean about it. He decided to lie to the bankruptcy court. So don't lie to the bankruptcy court. That doesn't make them very happy. So they caught him lying, and so we're all caught up in that's fun. I think it's fun. You think it's fun?
No, not really. And to be fair, he provided false information. Let's put it that way.
On the record. You don't want to do that. Anyway, this is who I am. Guys, if you don't know me by now, 703-587-2475. Sam's number. Got a lot of experience. One of the things that I'm most proud of, believe it or not, guys, is not really the money that we've created, not really the books that we've written, but the success of our students. And so we have a lot of successful students out there, and they're learning how to find distressed assets, they're learning how to fix and flip them, and they're learning how to make a lot of money. And they're like, oh my God, I'm making all this money. I didn't think I could make this kind of money. And so that's kind of what I'm actually the most proud about, is watching our students make some money. This is our roadmap that we've created. So basically what we did when we wrote the book is that we created this little ecosystem. And so what we've done, it's called the Roadmap to Wealth. And all this stuff is in our book. And so we've actually will take somebody with no knowledge, no education in the real estate business. We'll teach you the fundamentals of real estate investing. We'll teach you financial literacy in real estate investing, which people don't really know. We'll teach you how to find distressed assets. We'll teach you how to fund the distressed assets. And oh, by the way, hard money lending isn't the only funding option. We then teach you how to either wholesale or flip. The reason why you want to wholesale or flip, guys, is to build your capital stack. Once you've built your capital stack, then what do you do with your capital stack? Number one, what else you do? What do you got? Oh, rentals, residential rentals. Or you do commercial properties, or you invest in syndications, or you invest in tax lien certificates. So we'll teach you all these passive income strategies to take the capital stack that you're building from the wholesale flip side and teach you how to either become your hard money lender, invest in a pooled hard money fund, generate 8 to 9%, tax lien, anything like that, to make your money work for you. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's about you getting them. What's up, Munif? Munif's here. So we're going to move him up. Munif, how long are you going to stay? Munif, how long are you staying? Bro, he's not even listening. Anyway, how long are you staying? Can you stay all night? All right, I got you. All right, Munif's here, so we'll let him present his own deal. Karina, are you here? Karina? No, Karina? I guess I'll present her deal. All right, that's our roadmap. We wrote a book. We've got students, how to find distressed assets, our claim to fame. Guys, I've been talking about distressed assets for the last 12, 14 years. This is how we built our wealth. Pre-foreclosures, estate properties, driving for dollars. When we were buying properties, wholesaling didn't even exist. As a matter of fact, hard money didn't even exist. We had to go to community banks. Mohammed, raise your hand. Where you at? Freedom Bank right there. We had to beg for money. What's up, Ian? Sit back there, buddy. So we had to beg for money. So hard money didn't exist, and wholesaling didn't exist. So any property that we bought, we had to fix and flip. Okay. So that's our claim to fame. This is the last month. So to keep us honest, guys, what I've been doing is I've been showing you guys a chart. Can you see it okay? I'm on your way? You're good? All right. What I've been showing you guys is a chart of our students and what kind of deals that they've been doing in the last month. This only goes back 30 days. You're going to recognize a couple of those properties because they're yours. Raise your hand. Raise your hand, Christian. Where's Joel? He's not here tonight. So Joel's is Fallbrook Lane and Lake Avenue. Great Tree Court is Richard Youn's. And there's a property in Fayetteville, North Carolina, that's Violet's. So that's a condo down there in Fayetteville that one of our students is down there. And so our total potential profit for this month is about $570,000. Not bad, right? Pretty good. We're happy about that. There are also different types. One's a pre-foreclosure. Actually, the one on Great Tree Court, Sarah's going to talk about, but that's actually a deal that came out of this Deals Meetup. And we'll talk about that. Horace's deal that we're going to put as a case study also came out of this Deals Meetup as well. And so we'll talk about that as well. Got a new podcast, Real Estate Riches Roadmap. You guys can subscribe to it.
I thought we went back to Basement Tales, no? Well, it's whatever you want to call it. It's our podcast.
Who used to listen to Basement Tales? Tien, you used to listen to Basement Tales. Oh, Mike, hey, what's up, buddy? Didn't see you come in. Glad you guys showed up.
Maurice.
Who? Yeah,
Maurice is
Horace,
of Basement.
Maurice.
Yeah.
Good. It used to be called Basement Tales. COVID happened. Our business doubled and tripled and all that stuff happened. We weren't able to do the Basement Tales because we got really busy and then we had to refigure out what we were going to do. We wrote the book. That got in the way. What else got in the way? Life got in the way. What else got in the way? Corey got married. That got in the way. Corey had a baby. How old's your baby? 5 years old? That got in the way. Life gets in the way. Oh, it gets in the way. All right. Deal updates. Munif, raise your hand. First one's yours. It's sold, right? Sold. 12 Eugenia Avenue sold. 5506 Great Tree. We're going to talk about that. Sarah's deal. Richard's the buyer. That's sold. 4405 Laurel sold. Horace, we're going to do a case study on that. Put you in the hot seat. You okay with that? I don't even know if this is right. Where are you at, Teresa? I got 19. Did the Mountain View Road sell or was that another house that sold? So Mountain View is still available, but you sold another house. But it wasn't that address. All right, so this is still available. All right, you're keeping it or are you selling it? All right, still available, guys. And then the one in Boone's Mill, Virginia, that's still available. All right, I know you guys aren't jumping out of your seats. I get it. All right, spotlight success stories. Who's got a success story from last month? I think Sarah, we'll start with you.
Okay, so Sarah, I'm just gonna stand here. But so I presented my house last month in June, and then Richard came up to me after and was like, "I want it," and I was like, "Okay," because everybody says they want it, but we want the offer. Got him to do a walkthrough. We closed in a week and a half max. Clear Sky did the loan on it. Christy from Pride Settlement did title on it. It was probably the smoothest closing I've ever had. Richard is a fantastic buyer. He also has, I think, like 10 other flips that he's doing. And
Did you start it yet?
to buy more.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that literally happened because I presented it here and we closed very fast on that property.
Simple, right?
Yeah.
Simple, right? Let's talk about it, right? So Sarah gets paid. Sarah sold her house as is. It was a win-win transaction. Richard's going to buy it or bought it. You're going to flip it. You'll make what? $2,000? All right, $2,800. So Richard's going to flip it. He'll make probably a 10% margin on it. You can do the math. We obviously are the hard money lender because we got a 0%, 0-point loan, right? We made a few bucks on it. Pride Settlement made a few bucks on it. So we've got just right there, 4 people. Contractor's not here, right? So we got 4 people making money on that deal. Not bad. So, Sam can fret. We're going to pay our bills this month. Thank you for that. I can get it. That's good. Any other spotlight before we get into topic discussion? Any other success stories? We're going to pull Horace up here in a second and talk about that. Munif, you got a couple you sold, right? So Munif, raise your hand. He came in a little late. You notice what he's wearing. He's got the pink on. He's up and coming, bigger wholesaler in this area. How many deals did you do last month?
Can't keep track.
That's a good sign, I guess. Munif can't keep track of the deals that you've done. I can't even keep track of the rentals that we own. I've never even been to some of them, so I get it.
Can I share a success that you and me did together
Please.
on Croom?
Kroom, that's even better. Let's go.
Can we talk a little bit about that?
Love it.
That was a deal where Charlie saved my butt. It was right after our event last. You graciously invited me. Oh,
Charlie graciously invited. Who was here last time and saw? All right, great. So you guys might remember me. And so that was the first time I met Charlie. Charlie, I'm not one of your students. You don't really know me from a hole in the wall. But Charlie invited me to present a deal in this deal meetup. And I had a problem because one of my buyers went behind me. They contacted my seller on Chroma, offered $75,000 more than my price. And that was a real problem for me because now I have to perform. So the way I got the deal, I saved the deal, is I said, hey, let me close in 72 hours. If I can't close, you can take the other guy. And I called Charlie panicking. After I just met Charlie. I go, hey, man, I need to close, man. I need a loan. And in 30 seconds, he underwrites the deal. And in 72 hours, it's funded. And now I went ahead and listed that. And that's a $65,000 profit margin for us. Thanks to you.
I love you, man.
I love you, man.
I didn't even pay him. I didn't even pay you to say that. Congrats. That's good.
That is my success story.
That's a great story. I hadn't even realized that. And so the thing about it is, guys, and that's actually a good lesson to learn for you pinkies. So for you wholesalers, guys, you got to watch out for that kind of stuff, right? This is an ugly business. Just because I stand up here and I act like I'm Steph Curry and I make 3-pointers and we make this shit look easy, it's not easy, guys. You got people going behind his door, people going behind his sign, right? Sometimes the assignment fees on these wholesale deals are so big that you might want to do a double close. We almost got caught up in an elderly lawsuit in Washington, D.C. by a title company because the wholesaler got about $100,000 contract assignment fee. It was on the HUD-1. The folks signed it. Then once they realized the wholesaler was making $100,000, threatened everybody with an elderly discrimination lawsuit in Washington, D.C. Who do you think is going to win that lawsuit? Not us. So we had to actually claw back the entire deal because that assignment fee was on that HUD-1 and that seller pulled out.
And what's interesting about that one is the end buyer had I won't identify the bank, but a traditional bank loan from like a Wells Fargo or a Citibank or a credit union. And that was the party that balked.
Bells Largo.
Something like that, yeah. Or Federal Credit Union. I'm not sure the other ones, but that was the place that balked. So even I think the other parties might have pushed that forward, but a lot of the big players are not used to this any kind of that stuff, and they want no part of it, of getting sucked into that kind of litigation, which is known as good judgment in this instance.
Yeah, so we had to claw back the entire transaction. It took us a minute because they didn't send us all our money back right away.
Yeah.
We had a mean, nice, threatening lawyer send a nice letter, and then the money just showed up the next day. Karina's right there. Sarah, Karina's here. Karina, Sarah. All right, let's get going. A lot of times, from time to time, one of the things that we really like about this meetup, guys, is that, this meetup basically is for you guys. We already know all this stuff. We're already doing a lot of deals. So we want your input as much as possible. And so one of our folks here, not to be named unless you want to be named, with the messed up foot, she wanted us to talk about, have an open discussion on the market. Navigating the current market. And so one of the things that we'll do is you'll hear from all three of us. I got a clock right there that you guys can't see. So let's try and keep it 5 minutes each. And then we'll open it up to you guys in the floor. And so let's talk about navigating the market a little bit, okay? Is that fair? All right. Who wants to go first? I'll go third. Like always.
Start, Sam?
Well, I can start. So in this discussion, we had this on the phone the other day with a student call. And the first thing that a person asked was, well, how does the current market get impacted by the most recent legislation that moved through Congress and got signed? And is known as the Big Beautiful Bill.
I think the official congressional is OBBAA.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's controversial in many ways, but it's not as controversial if you're understanding it from a real estate investor's perspective. I think it impacts demand at the low end of the market adversely, But I think if you look as a real estate investor, they have like a raft of benefits that are being delivered to investors through that bill, including like bonus depreciation. If you're familiar with that idea, it's like you can capture a greater amount of depreciation in the first year that you get an asset and flip it.
Yeah, but hold on. Is that different than cost segregation, or is that
They've expanded the cost segregation.
Uh-huh.
So cost segregation is another way where you can depreciate an asset rapidly by separating out the fixed part of the asset from the land. Anyhow, it's enhancing all the depreciation aspects of real estate ownership. It raised, so a lot of people's dismay, it raised the availability of estate tax transfers. So there's less churn in that space, which could be beneficial if you're in real estate investing, if you're inheriting real estate. It enhanced tax benefits to small because it's a scaled back. It is like a pass-through benefit for small LLCs. There are a number of things that it did. So I think that
did it increase the estate tax?
yeah, available that you can transfer. It increased.
What
it
is the
to
number?
30 million for a couple.
15 million,
each.
30 million?
Yeah.
Okay.
30, yeah. So there's a lot of aspects to it that cause demand from our interest in an investor, including like the what are they called, the zones, the opportunity zones.
Those
Those are
OZs.
permanent. There's all kinds of stuff in there. So how's it going to affect us locally? I think Charlie's going to speak to that, because I think ultimately it's all local, like by the street, by the neighborhood that you're in. So we're seeing deals that will sit. Like we had a property in Southeast is really adversely impacted by the lack of available funding in the district for people who are first-time home buyers who need down payment assistance. So if you need down payment assistance, you're at the very, very entry point in real estate. This is a very hard place for anyone to be. If you're coming from a less affluent place and family, then it's really, really hard for you. So if you have down payment assistance, it can really facilitate home ownership. This is, the budget cuts in the city and elsewhere have really impacted that. So these folks, there is just simply no one looking at the houses. If they have a buyer, it's one buyer. It's a buyer who has like we sold one. It's to a person who has like a school teaching job or a firefighter job. They have a very specific down payment assistance program. Now, on the flip side, if you're in Woodbridge in a neighborhood that has a sort of a middle working class demographic, that is sort of a broad demographic of people could support someone in here, one of our students just finished a house. She had, I understand, 3 or 4 offers in the first
I'll raise
day.
your hand.
In the first day
Oh,
on
that's
that
here.
house.
He's here.
So there's a lot of stuff going on in the market, but it's very, very local. So that's my thought on it. So broadly, I think the interest rate, just going to that, because a lot of people ask about that. There's so much pressure for it to come down. If there's not increase in inflation due to the tariff monstrosity, then I think definitely there'll be downward pressure on interest rates in the next 6 months.
All right.
That's sort of my view.
5 minutes and 30 seconds. Not
Sorry.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh, if I'm getting paid by the minute, this could be 3 hours.
Oh,
That's how lawyers work. Quarter hours, 10th hours. We had a very interesting discussion with the students, and I think that's a good summary. And at the end of it, I think what I concluded was that at least the initial part of your approach, before you stole some of my thunder, is from a supply side. It's the old supply side, demand side issue. And so there's a lot of new incentives for investors, or better incentives for investors. So will that then affect the demand side? And so my perspective is a little bit, if you look at the actual numbers of the OBBA or whatever, that the middle class down stays about neutral to losing net funds. And primarily, it's not so much taxes, which go up or down a little bit. It's benefit losses with the Medicaid cuts. A lot of people who qualified for Obamacare, about half, are going to lose their coverage in the next year and a half. But that's delayed. Of course, the juicy stuff is now. The bad stuff is later, after the next election. So whether people react to that and job security numbers is really the question in the area. And we've talked at prior meetups about, there's all this stuff in the press about the feds losing jobs. There's just a brand new Supreme Court decision that suggests that could accelerate. But the reality is, I don't think we've seen much or any impact on the global level. I think it's more, does the area get spooked for whatever reason? And a little bit it's that insecurity, that question about what's going to happen with the with interest rates and with a individual person's job security. I mean, a great example, you're talking about somebody who's a teacher or a firefighter. They are, if they know their job and position, they are not getting fired. Having a good teacher, knowledgeable teacher or a firefighter, that's a pretty secure job. And if they have the right setup, they're going to be able to buy. If you're in other places, who knows? And on the interest rate thing, I think it's also fascinating because that's a macro issue that could affect very much people on the micro level, where each individual person is looking, I can afford X amount a month for a house. If those rates go down, that increases their ability to buy from either no ability to buy or an ability or a higher level product. And the Fed, which I'm a nerd, so I listen to these things, but the Fed chairman indicated he already would have lowered rates, but for the tariff uncertainty.
Right.
And so their primary concern is stagflation, that the economy will do badly, but will also have inflation. And that makes it impossible to lower rates because it juices the economy up, but that really double juices inflation. So I think my best sense is, at least for the interim period, 6 months, I think rates are going to stay fairly stable, which means that factor is not going to affect as much of the individuals. But then handing it off to Charlie, that's sort of the macro and the more micro individual. I tend to be more negative on people's, the middle class and entry level buyer, which without some of these subsidies are going to have a hard time. But then again, people have to live somewhere, and they've been saving for a while. And if there's, in certain neighborhoods, there's still price depreciation, that may bring buyers out of the woodwork, because if rates aren't going up,
Yep.
they start to see, hey, prices are coming down, time to buy. So hand it off to Charlie for the third part of that.
All right. $6,000 an hour. What's that? Divided by 60.
Not enough.
All right. I'm going to keep it simple. And so these guys already know what I'm going to say because they've heard me. And these guys have already touched on it. I focus on the 3 I's. I focus on inventory, I focus on interest rates, and I focus on inflation. Those are the 3 economic indicators I talk about, right? And so no matter what marketplace you're in, whether you're in West Virginia, whether you're in Maryland, whether you're in DC, whether you're in Northern Virginia, I don't really care where you're at. Everything goes down to the most granular level. It's at the subdevelopment level. And I'm going to talk about 3 different versions of subdevelopment levels here in a second, and how you buy and sell into those subdevelopments. We all know what a subdevelopment is: subdivision, neighborhood, right? Y'all got your we're not talking some property on 10 acres built in 1930 that's on well and septic. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your cookie cutter subdivisions. That's where the money is really made, guys. And so number 1, you've got 3 different market types. You've got a bull market, prices are going up. You've got a bear market, prices are going down, and you've got a neutral market. You have got to know what type of marketplace you're working in within your subdevelopment level, the most granular level. Okay, now let's talk about selling into a bull market, right? Well, that's simple. That's all you realtors. You guys just put a sign in the front yard, you put in the MLS, there's a bunch of under contracts, there's a bunch of solds, there's no active listings. What happens? 3, 4, 5, 6 offers later, right? That's selling into a bull market, right? Buying into a bull market is a little bit different, but it's similar in that you just got to focus on the distress assets, right? You got to focus on the blighteds, the vacants. You got to focus on the foreclosures, focus on that kind. That's how you buy into a bull, right? Because you guys are going to see a bunch of deals tonight. Fairfax Station, Cross Point. We're going to see Old Town Alexandria. We're going to see a development deal in Oakton. Oh, there's no inventory in these areas, but we're seeing deals. That's how you buy into a bull market. Make sense? All right. Let's talk about a bear market. That's the one y'all want to figure out. Oh my God, my property is staying on the market 14 days, Sam. I got a problem. It's not moving. Guys, that's a pipe dream. Get used to it. We've been lucky. The luck has run out. Northern Virginia is starting to sit a little bit longer. What do you got to do to sell these houses into maybe a market that has all actives, no contracts, but solds. It's got active and solds, but nothing under contract. What does that tell you?
Two things.
Two things, right?
Mhm.
Number one, what is no buyers?
Yeah.
And number two, what?
Well, I'm not talking about what it tells you, what do you have to do to sell it?
Oh, what do you got to do to sell it? All right. What it tells you is there's no buyers because there's no under contracts. What you got to do to sell it, number one, you better have it staged. If you don't have that property staged, Keith will tell you, it ain't going to move. Got to stage it, right? Number one. Number two, and more importantly, you take the actives, you take the solds, you look at the best condition active, that is your competition, you price it 5 to 10% lower than that active, and you put the damn thing on the market. And I don't care what you bought it for. I don't care what you renovated it for. You got to get that house sold. That's how you sell into a bear market. Okay? Neutral markets. Now, buying into a bear market, let's talk about that for a minute. Buying into a bear market, you got to really, really make sure that you get a really good ARV, LTV to ARV buy. If your normal parameters, let's say,
What's the LTV to the ARV?
I'm sorry, loan to value of the after repair value. So for example, if we're to buy a fix and flip in Northern Virginia, and let's say it's a house in Dale City, it needs the Dale City 100. We would normally buy it at 70 cents on the dollar, 65 cents on the dollar. If property values are going down, we're going to take that 65 cents and we're going to buy it at 60 cents on the dollar. So you got to move your parameters in the right direction so that you guys can account for a market depreciation of 5 to 10%. So you got to account for market depreciation if you're buying into what's going on.
So what do you do if it's going up? Do you do the same thing and you buy 5% more?
Oh, yes, you do. If it's a bull market and you're buying into the distressed asset, let's say you buy 70 cents on the dollar, you might want to buy at 72.5 to 75 cents on the dollar. You just change your parameters, all dependent upon the subdivision, but you got to analyze at the subdivision level, the granular level. All right. I've gone a little bit under 5 minutes. I'm going to open it up to you guys. Really quick question and answers, and then we'll move on. Do you guys have any questions about that? Any thoughts?
Traffic's a lot lighter than we're telling people. We're not telling anybody how few people are coming to look at these listings.
That's right.
Now, do you think some of that, and anybody's welcome to comment, do you think some of that is seasonality more, or
That's the
it's
other
market more, or both? Because I gather, I don't know it as well as Charlie, but this time of year, I guess in general, right, is a little bit slower. So how do you distinguish that, I suppose?
Well,
is
look at
question.
that's a good question. I mean, look at the meetup, right? I mean, we knew in July and August, it's going to be a little bit slimmed down because everybody's on vacation. It's the same thing with the buyer pool, right? So one of the things that we're seeing for the first time, and you guys got to remember this, we're starting to finally see seasonality, right? Because once COVID happened, it dried up all the inventory, especially in Northern Virginia. We didn't see seasonality. Man, the market's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It didn't have seasonality. Now what we're starting to do is we're starting to get back to a normal, what I think seasonality is. And I say think, because the other thing that happened to us is that we kind of missed a spring. We kind of missed a fall. Why did we miss fall and spring this year? Why did we miss it? The presidential election. The presidential election stalled the housing market since August, right? Uncertainty, right? No one was sure who's going to get elected. Then when somebody got elected, they were trying to figure out, well, what the hell is his policies? Once he got into office, he started doing all this stuff, the tariffs. It started making things go even crazier. So we missed fall, which is hot, right? Between Labor Day and second week of November. We missed, I think, a spring. Now, the lower inventory environments, they moved, they sold, right? They're going to sell. The Northern Virginia stuff moved, it sold. So now we're getting to seasonality, July and August. So what I tell you guys, make sure your house is priced right, make sure you have it staged, and make sure you're having open houses and you keep marketing it. Okay? That was good. Anybody else? Mohammed?
So Charlie, I'm noticing the market and demand for homes under 500 is still there. The homes over 500 are a little down. It's because of the interest rate. Other thing I'm noticing, the cost of construction went up $300 per square foot. So even if you buy a land in West Virginia or buy a land in Fairfax, the cost of funds will keep the house price really high. So in my 2 cents is like the home price might not go back to where it's 2009, but they might stabilize. But at the same time, the tariff going to keep the construction cost high, but the interest rate, which we're looking at 6.6%,
Which is normal, by the way.
like if you look at
Historically normal.
if you look at the last 53 years of interest rate, the highest interest rate in last 53 years was 18.6. So, and the lowest rate is 2.3, I think.
Right.
So if you look at those two variation, the 18% and the 2%, 6% people will get used to it.
Yep.
And
They already are getting used to
they're
it.
getting used to
They
it.
already are getting used to it.
You might not see any 3%, but you might see 6 to 5% fluctuation. Because right now, what we're dealing with, even if the Fed, and it's just my opinion, even if the Fed lowered the rate, lowered the prime rate, the bond market is not absorbing that. Bond market is stabilizing at 3.98. And in order to lower the bond market, which drive the mortgage rates, you have to give some kind of comfort level to the investors and the stock market,
Right.
which we don't see it at this level. It's calming down, but not where they want to see it.
Right. So that brings up a really, really good point. And that's the thing we always tell our students, especially focus on the entry level market. Do not focus your inventory buys on the houses where somebody's got to sell a house to buy your house. Focus on the inventory of right, the lower level, right, the entry level. And what does that mean? So let's take for example, Fairfax County. Entry level in Fairfax County is what, 500, 550, maybe 600? Entry level in Prince William County is 450 to 500. Entry level down in Fredericksburg is what, 300, 350? 400? He says 400. Okay. What's your entry level in Harpers Ferry, West Virginia?
Like 200, 400.
Right? That's entry level. So you got to know where you're located. PG County, it's probably 400, 300, 3 to 400. Charles County, it's probably 250 to 350. So you got to know what area you're focused in on. And so our suggestion to you guys is, like he said, focus on the entry level product. As long as you focus on that, you're going to be fine. And the reason behind that is, let's say you can't flip it for the price you want to flip it at, right? What's the next thing that you got to do? You got to keep it as a buy and hold. You got to put a tenant in there. You got to rent it out. So buying at the cheaper level, you'll be easier to rent it out. And hopefully you'll get a neutral cash flow.
And one other thing to pick up on, I've been talked with Sam about this a lot. People look at these huge house prices, and they are huge, and they have gone up a lot. But when you look at the cost, because of tariffs and everything else, to actually fix a house or build a house, the prices are actually low if you look at replacement costs. You know, my replacement cost for insurance for my personal house is well beyond what the actual market value is for the entire property. So in that sense, doesn't that mean it's undervalued in a sense? So I think prices will rebound on the quicker side because of that, as even if inflation stays constant in the 2 to 3% range.
Yeah.
So people then have to get used to it, and it's going to happen. More properties are going to come for that reason.
Yep. Let's get on the horse. And so I'll end it with this comment, in that, and I could probably speak for us being Clear Skies, that the more turbulent the marketplace is, we absolutely love it. Oh my God, do we love turbulent markets? Because what it does is it chases out the uneducated investors. It chases out the one and doneers who might lose $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on their flip. We might not see them again. So we love the more turbulent the market, because the granularity of the data is where it's at. It's all about the data. All right. That's that. Did you guys like that? You like that? We like that, right? Good? Okay. So we'll think about doing this kind of stuff in the future. And the other thing too, is whatever feedback you guys have, if you want to hear anything else, let us know. So we'll quickly get into a case study in the hot seat. I'll try and be a little bit quicker on this guy. So we're going to do something a little bit different. And we're going to put Mr. Horace. Thank you for doing this. He's looking at me like, oh my God, I didn't think I was going to do this. So if you guys have ever been around, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about an actual live deal that was done. And we're going to go through it in its chronological order. And we're going to show you guys how the deal was found, how the deal was funded, how the deal was not fixed, and how the deal was wholetailed. And so Horace is one of our students. And so we're going to talk about this deal here. And so talk through what this property is and how you came about finding it, and a little bit of details on it.
All right. Well, this property, I found it in December last year, right? Residential. I found it walking for dollars. I wasn't driving. What I found out with driving for dollars is you drive past the properties, right? When you're walking, you spend a little bit more time on it. But be that as it may, that was in December last year. I pulled public records on it, and it was deeded to an attorney. It was in a trust, right?
Here it is. Let's go
So-
through it. There's your tax record.
Yes.
So what was the first thing that we found, right? We were like, okay, well, this is an estate house. And
Yes,
so
it
then what
was.
did you do?
Look for a list of heirs. Found two sisters. One was local and one's in California. But the property is in an attorney's name in Fairfax.
Oh, I did something wrong. I think. Well, hold on, give me a second. I messed up on my clicker. Here's your tax record, right? So that 4165 Chain Bridge was an attorney.
That's the attorney's office.
Okay.
And so,
So
what,
then,
what I tried first before even the attorney, I tried getting the two sisters, right? And the emails were correct, but nobody would respond.
okay. Then what did we say to do?
Basically went to the attorney, Sam's help. Charlie's help.
It's all right. We're all the
I
same.
got
703-587-2475.
I got a proof of funds from Charlie, and I went to the property and took photos of it.
Yep.
Right, with a contract, a signed contract, put everything in an envelope and took it to the attorney's office.
You drove it there, right?
Yes.
Attorney wasn't there.
I physically went there. He was not there. I left it at the front desk, and it was delivered to his call it legal
Legal assistant,
legal assistant,
paralegal.
right?
Attorney
The
wasn't there.
paralegal.
This
And,
happened about what? January 31st?
Yes.
Somewhere in there. Okay.
Right. Then I followed up with them after that.
How many times?
3-4 times.
That's it? 3 or 4 times?
3-4 times.
Damn.
Well, I
Did the lawyer ever answer the phone?
Nope.
Shocker.
Nope.
I was going to say this, what you did, speaking from the lawyer's perspective, they're very busy. They don't care about all the calls that they get. They care about paying clients. And so what Horace did by delivering that package, it showed a level of interest, but it actually created a fiduciary duty on the part of that attorney to look at that. Because if he didn't look at it and there was something really good for his client that he missed, he's going to get in trouble, or she,
right.
or whoever it was.
Right. And on Horace's behalf, the best thing that Horace did was take pictures of the property and included that with his offer.
And this is called doing the lazy attorney's work for them.
That's right.
Speaking as a lazy attorney, I can attest to that.
Okay. So then contract is February the 3rd. Between February the 3rd and this March 26th, which I think is a updated offer, when did the attorney finally get back to you?
That was about that attorney did not get back in touch with me. Another attorney did, which was a disposition attorney.
Was that the attorney representing the sister from California?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that attorney got back to me and advised that he had received my my offer, and if I'm still interested. So I basically responded via email. So yes, I am. He suggested, or he requested.
Yeah, they're the sisters right there, Sandra DuPont and Phyllis Piper. So when the attorney calls you back and says, "Are you still interested?" What do you say?
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's simple.
Yes, I am.
Still
So
interested.
he then requested I get an updated contract, change the dates on the contract, the proof of funds, everything, and send it back into him,
Okay.
which I did.
So then around April timeframe, they ratified it, right?
Yes.
But then I've got
contract
this thing in there about a
ratified.
price adjustment. I mean, you're already buying this thing at such a good price. What the hell do you need to adjust the price for?
I went to the house. I saw the inside of it.
How did you see the
The-
inside of it finally?
One of the sisters came down, the local, and she was there for a few weeks.
Staying in the
and
house?
Staying there. And I went
Oh.
in,
Hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. We got to see this. Oh, that's Sam's kitchen. Here's your kitchen, Sam. Now, this is before the trash out or after it? Before it, right? I hope
that was
so.
before.
And so you did a trash out, right?
Yes, I did.
Who did the trash out?
Right
Carrie,
over
raise your
there.
hand.
Carrie.
Carrie, raise your hand. Carrie. So Carrie did the trash out.
Carrie did the trash
So
out.
it looked like before Carrie did the trash out, he had dinner, Sunday dinner in there. Carrie, you had some dinner in there, buddy?
Well, Horace didn't tell you all the occupants yet.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. I thought you thought the house was vacant.
Yes, I did think it was vacant, but then after she came down, she was down for about a month, and they were living there.
Living there?
So
They were living there.
they were living
There's another person living there too.
right.
You
her
never
hus-
saw in a room, locked up in a room.
Yes, her husband was blind, so he got planted in the bedroom. So we never ever got to
Planted in
see-
the bedroom.
Yeah,
He grew roots.
well,
All right.
I figured because I went there about 3 times, and he's always in the bedroom, and we were requested not to enter the bedroom because that's his area.
I don't think you need to
Okay.
enter the bedroom after seeing this house. So I guess the next question is
That's where the reduction came in.
well, did you try out the pool? Yes, not. Not the pool.
It's a little bit challenging.
All right. So then what do? We did so you found mold in the house.
Right. There's mold. You name it, it was there.
You
Right.
agreed to a price adjustment.
And we agreed. She stated that somebody had come in and offered them a mold remediation some time before. So I asked how much that was. She said, "Oh, it's about 17,000."
Yeah, 20 grand. About right. 20 grand
Yeah,
mold
right.
remediation. Yep.
Right, but I was wondering how far before that contract was, because looking at the property then, that was a couple of years before. So
Okay.
we negotiated it. I showed her the numbers. Popped up our little calculator that we use from class.
Yep.
Showed her all
Yep.
the numbers.
Okay.
And she was a little bit. She was then querying on the my sale price, right? I was like, well, after I added everything out,
Yep.
and then I still have to stage the property to be able to sell it. I said,
Well, not
"Oh,
only
it's
that,
been
but
good."
you went through the renovation budget
Yes, I
exercise,
did,
right?
because everything's on the right. The
And
calculator,
what was your
everything else.
renovation budget? 210?
My
180?
renovation was 220, however, at a 20% over, so it's about
Right.
250
Right.
thereabout.
Right. So one of the things that we teach is that if you're $100,000 or less, 10% budget, right? Over, right? We want to factor in a 10% factor. If it's over 100,000, 150 to 200, we go 20%. So you got to have a 20% contingency built into your budget because that's what happens. Shit happens. Right, Maurice? Raise your hand, Maurice, right? Maurice did Ola's house. Ola, raise your hand. Maurice did Ola's house, had 4 or 5 offers on it. So Maurice, everything is a 20%, 10% contingency budget. You got to factor that into your numbers, guys. So he factored that into his numbers. Okay, and then what happened? So then we got it re-ratified, tax day, right?
Right, I got it re-ratified,
And so
this comes in after that.
here's the problem. So here's the biggest problem. And I'll click through the chart here in a second. For those of you guys who can't see it, he's re-ratified 4/15/25. Well, I thought you said you had a hard money lender who can close this thing in 24 hours. What the hell are we talking about? That hard money lender sucks? No.
No, we had an issue with the title.
Okay, so we had an issue with the title. One of the issues with the title was from this company right here called, see if I can do this right. Yo, man, wrong one. Sorry, guys. I'm being a dummy. This is why they don't put me behind the damn steering wheel. You guys see this? Arrow Financial. Look at this number here. You guys see this number? $3,057. Remember that number. And this is why I'm sort of not excited about it. Going the wrong way. Sorry, guys. The hell. So remember $3,000. So we're back at our timeline. It took a month and a half to get that final payoff of that judgment. That judgment was sold 7 times. That title company had to really, really work to get that damn judgment 7 damn times. And one of the suggestions that we made was hell with the judgment, escrow $10,000 or $7,500, close the house. Once the judgment comes back in, pay the judgment, and then just disperse the money back to the seller. Well, why didn't that happen?
The sellers had some issues between themselves.
Yeah.
Sisters were fighting. So now we have a problem with the sellers. Do you guys think this deal could be wholesaled? That's right. I see that head. Shake your heads. Hell no. No chance that this deal could be wholesaled. You had to do it. If you were going to wholesale it, you had to do a double close because there was too much complexity, not only with the judgment that was sold 7 times, but there was complexities with the sellers fighting.
And
Now.
3 attorneys.
And how many attorneys?
3 attorneys.
3 attorneys. Who was the title company? Red Rock Title down in Fredericksburg. Nicole did it. It wasn't the title company's fault.
No, I was just.
The title company did a yeoman. I'm not going to disparage any title company. They did a yeoman's effort. The problem was, guys, in this real estate business, anytime you're fighting against time, it's least likely that this deal is going to close. So I was absolutely not as bad as Horace. I know Horace was there shitting a brick. I was like, come on, guys, we got to get this shit closed. We got it. We hell with the judgment. Escrow 10 grand, call it a day, deal with the sellers. But remember, guys, the title company didn't have a relationship with the sellers. Nobody had a relationship with the sellers. We just have relationships with attorneys. So anytime you get attorneys involved, man, shit moves slow. Okay, what else happened? All right, so now you did the open house. We did the trash out. We did the open house. Now you ratify it with the buyer, right? How many offers you have?
Yes, I did.
I had 5. Is that right or wrong? About 5?
About 5.
About 5 offers?
Yes.
And then finally, he wholesale closed it. But it did take about a month and a half to close it. Now, let's talk about...
A month and a half a title. Close it, right.
Right. So then from the time he owned it, he didn't own it that long. You bought on the 6/2 and you settled on what, 6/27. So you actually owned it for 3 weeks.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now let's get into the details of some of the financing stuff, right? Let's talk about that. How much did you buy it for?
405.
405. And you got financed at 420.
The 420, yes.
Wow. So you've actually found a lender that would lend you almost 105% of that deal. Is that good or bad, guys? Not bad, right? So he used a little bit of his own money. I forgot what your EMD was. So he probably used what, about 10,000 of your own money? I don't remember.
20 plus.
20,000? Okay. So he used about 20,000. He had the clean out done. How much was the clean out? I think my number's wrong.
Clean out was between clean out and
Landscaping?
landscaping was about $4,000.
And you trying to pull out?
I beg your pardon?
You try swimming in the pool?
Oh no, I didn't touch the pool.
Perfect there. All right. So then you wholesaled it.
Funny, rain fell and the pool did keep water.
All right.
Hazard.
Yeah. All right. So we don't call this a wholesale deal, guys. We call this a wholesale deal. And a wholesale deal is kind of what you talked about earlier, Munif. That's where wholesale, retail, wholesale. He just did a trash out, cleaned it up. I think by doing that, he got a little higher price, right? And so you made about $2,000.
Yeah, about.
So now let's talk about the most important part of this case study. Finding it was the most important part and dealing with Ed's friends, the attorneys. But let's talk about the disposition a little bit. And so one of the offers, you got how many offers? You got 5.
Yeah, I got a few offers.
And so this was the highest offer. But one of the things that we didn't want to have happen was we didn't want to sell this to a wholesaler. We wanted to sell this to an end user fix and flipper. Horace wanted to try and maximize his investment. And so we got this purchase contract. Look at the buyer. I'm not going to mention names here, but the buyer didn't have what's called an and or assigns clause. And also, too, throughout the contract, there wasn't an and or assigns. So we felt pretty comfortable that, and we had a proof of funds of $1.2 million. So we felt pretty comfortable that the buyer was an end user buyer. So we went ahead and sold it to this particular, not we, Horace ended up selecting the buyer. I mean, obviously with our help. And so that's part of the process. Okay. You guys see that? 405, 517, not bad. He makes $2,000. Okay, I get it. So he had the proof of funds. Now, one of the things that I really, really want to highlight is that this is the closing HUD one. And so, oh shit, man, I'm messing this up again, aren't I? Yeah, dang it. All right, one more time. I got to highlight this to you guys. Can you guys see this okay? 22.5, 25,000. We got assignment fee, we have management fee, right? So in all actuality, this was assigned, this was a wholesaler. So we had a couple people make money, and let's talk about the money makers in this room. If you don't mind, I'm going to talk to you about it. So not only did Horace make money, you know, thank goodness for us, our 0%, 0 point loan. That's so funny, huh? We made a little bit of money on the hard money side. Horace made money. The title company made money. This was Millennial Title. Raise your hand, Carrie. Carrie made money on the deal. Munif made money on the deal. I mean, Munif made a few bucks. And then what Munif did is he used another wholesaler to actually sell the deal to somebody else. So we had what's called, and you guys got to understand this, and Munif already knows this, it's called the aggregate wholesale model, right? So Munif was the wholesaler that was on here. He went to, can I say it, New Western? So New Western was who his aggregator. So they're the aggregator, aggregating all these deals from one-off wholesalers that want to get the most price for it. So we also had what's called an aggregation of a wholesale with Horace's deal. Now, at the end of the day, I'm going to ask Horace this question. And this is the most important question that I need to ask. Horace, if I was going to give you $517,500 for that property, and I was going to close in 10 days or less, would you have taken that deal?
Yes.
That's it. That's it. That's the only thing that matters. Was Horace agreed to take that deal? Now, I'm going to ask you one other question. At the end of the day, were you happy with the execution of the deal on your side and getting the money?
Yes, I was. I got what the deal was,
Okay.
but I did not appreciate the format
Okay.
that it was done in. Because I asked
Yeah, we'll get to that in
questions
a
a couple of times. It's like, is this going to be wholesaled? Right? And I heard twice no. But I also have
Happens.
to
Yeah,
to
well,
those.
it happens.
So, if somebody comes to me and say, they're gonna buy, right? I said, is it gonna wholesale? I said, no, because the contract has no assignments
Yeah,
on it.
but for you though, what I'm most proud about is that you did the correct due diligence. As a
Yeah.
seller, you did the correct due diligence. There wasn't any and or assigns in there.
Right.
Step one. And you saw a proof of funds. So you had every bit of confidence that this was just going to be a normal deal. And that's kind of what it was.
What
sort
it
of.
was,
You
right.
got your money.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Munif has a comment, suggestion, question.
Yeah, so Horace, we spoke,
Yeah.
right? I actually, you don't know this, I bought this house for my dad, who's a flipper. And he has me do it through our company. And I put in my earnest money and he backed out. He didn't want to do the deal anymore.
There you go.
And you told me you were flying out of the country and you needed to close. Is that right or wrong?
That was
There you go.
correct.
I scrambled. I have to close now. So when we talked, I called every contact I had in my Rolodex.
But let me ask you something. You didn't do a double close. You just so New Western's buyer came up with the money.
They were one option.
Oh, good.
But
That's
so
fine.
one of your students, Rolando G, or Ron G, he's one of your first students. He bought a house from you. He knows you well. I call him Rolando. Yeah, so he's actually he was gonna be my partner on this team if New
Okay.
Western didn't want this deal.
There you go.
But he wanted half the deal.
There you go.
And I didn't want it. So I had to scramble
There you go.
to perform because of our conversation. And I said, hey man, I'm gonna perform before you fly out to, I think you're gonna go to I forget where. But you're like, yo, I gotta close. I'm like, no.
Right. And you closed. You guys did what you're supposed to do. You met the mail.
Closed.
And I really appreciate that. I think at the end of the day, Horace does too. But just as importantly, guys, again, for me though, I take the satisfaction. And at the end of the day, you're the one that needs to be happy because you're the client, right?
Right.
Not only are you one of our students, client, You're one of our borrowers, client, right? So we have to make sure at the end of the day that you're happy. And hopefully that's the case. Now, what I need to also stress is that the dealings, every dealing, like Sarah's house, this house, guys, it pretty much came out of this meetup. All the money was generated out of this meetup. So that's kind of what I'm proud about. Now, do you guys have any questions for Horace before we conclude? Any questions from you guys on any part of the transaction? Curtis?
So I actually went to the open house, my young daughter and I did. And that house needs a lot of work, not just the mold, but the urine smell, and all the installations come out. There's no HVAC system for the house, all the wiring and all replacement. It's a big project. And in the future, I wouldn't have taken that on if I knew me before. That was a big project for you to take on as one of your first projects. So we have a lot of ball.
I 120% agree. I think you agree too.
That's exactly.
I
That's why I did it.
think, we talked about this with the deal in Dominion and in Dumfries. I hate to say this, guys. At the end of the day, you can't cry by making a profit. And so the whole thing is to take your money off the table as fast as you can and reinvest it. End of story.
End of story.
Yeah,
And so
'cause-
that's what we want to work with you is how the hell are we going to reinvest $2,000?
Right.
Well, and there's a couple things is you have to understand the risk premium for each step, and that's kind of what you raised.
Exactly what you're talking
And so by, as Charlie's point, getting the money off the table, it's off the roulette wheel of the foundation falling over or whatever problem,
The mold,
the mold,
the nice,
whatever.
the pool that Horace tries to swim in.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And the other thing I think is an important thing to take away from this is that, and one of the things that we talk about in the book and teach generally is that you don't have to have money to start in this game. I mean, $20,000 is not insubstantial, but and if Horace didn't have that, but otherwise had the deal, he could have sold it without putting that $20,000 in. So it is a great area. And then now maybe the next deal, Horace will feel comfortable executing another part of it, taking that risk on, or you may like this, get in, get out, move on to the next one. And so again, I think the encouraging thing is you don't have to start this with a $500,000 in your piggy bank to buy these things.
Yep. All right. Well, congratulations. Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. We'll get to the next, what you guys all came for, the deals presentations. And let me talk about the deals really quick. I don't vet the numbers of these deals. What I do vet is the ownership of the deal and the control of the deal. That's the only thing that we're vetting out is the control and the ownership. Okay. We're not vetting the actual numbers themselves. All right, Karina, you're up. You're first. Can you guys hear?
Dinner.
Hi, can you hear me now? Okay. So I'm going to encourage you to think about something completely different. Think about the luxury market. 1.27 million. Maybe you have a friend. There's lots of lawyers, doctors. There's a lot of people with hungry egos. There's people that want extended family houses. This house right here, there it is. It's, under roof, 15,000 square feet. Yeah, 15,000 square feet. It's not finished. I really don't know if this is you could spend 800,000, you could spend 2 million. Do you want rose hardwood floors or do you want quartz countertops? So it is a very large house. We have the plans. 1.275 is a bargain. It's under roof. The lot next door, he tells me as an offer at $1.05 million. I haven't seen the offer, but it's a whole lot of house, and she wants to sell this. She wants me to come home with an offer tonight. So it may not, and I do think that the luxury market will do very well through this big, beautiful bill. People who have money are going to keep money and going to keep making money. And maybe one of them is you. So if you'd like to walk through the house, you can get one of these. This is the 1-minute video. This is the 10-minute video. And you can walk all through the house and see the next task. We do need someone good at construction. Something like that. So
Contractors,
one.
raise your hand. I see two of you over here. Marie,
Contractors.
contractors.
Yeah.
Contractors. All right, we got three on here.
If you do renovate it for 800,000, it's about $1 million. Yeah, I can find comps at 3.2, for this size house.
So you got Karina's emails up there, her cell phone's up there. That's your brochure.
Yeah.
So if you guys want a brochure.
And then you can just click on it and walk through the house.
Now, are you going to be here until the end? Or
Yeah, I'm going to be here till the end.
So she'll be here at the end.
All right. So probably one for one of y'all. But if you want to take it on as a flip, maybe you'll make money.
All right. Thank you. Okay. All right. This is a little time where you guys can interact. Here are the basics of the deal. 6 bedrooms, 9 baths. Karina, 15,000 square feet. 1.275 purchase, $800,000 reno, $3.2 million out. Ask her for the comps. Now, what I want you guys to do, take a minute or two, scan it, and let's have some interaction here. Rate the deal. Rate the deal. You guys like this format? Good format? All right. Rate the deal. We're only going to rate 3 deals. We're not going to rate them all.
It's actually being shown tomorrow. So.
Being shown tomorrow. Karina, your relationship with this deal is list.
I'm a realtor.
Okay. Okay. All right. There you go. You guys see that?
If I get this one sold, I got a couple more that will happen. So let's put this one down.
All right. So she's the lister on this guy. I think for you guys in luxury space, Maurice, you're in the luxury space. It's called Red Hill. You don't even know it. By the way, we have what is it, interior designer?
Yeah.
Karina, we have an interior designer for this house.
No, we don't have an.
We have one. You could call us for one. We have the best we have the
If you
best in
are
the area.
selling it to a doctor or a lawyer or something, I really think that they do need to have a construction guy.
And if you have an interior designer, we got one as well. Works with us.
Cost plus contractor.
Yep. All right. Okay, we done? Oh, that's not bad. 36 like it, 23% for it. Okay, so it's about a 3.7 out of 5. That's pretty good. Not so bad. Not bad. All right. All right, move on to the next. Tremaine, you're here, right? Tremaine, okay, you're up. Mike over here. This is another one that I'm excited about, guys. This is in Old Town, Alexandria. Remember I was telling you guys about the Virginia deals. Northern Virginia deals are hard to come by, and so we've got a few tonight.
Appreciate it. How y'all doing today? All right, before I start, I just want to thank Charlie. Ever since I started back in 2018, he always put his hand out there. He gave me a quick call on my bandit sign when I was littering back in the day. So just want to say thank you for giving me an opportunity. But right now, so I have this property is it's on the market, and I typically do a lot of off-market deals. But this one I have under contract, and this does not need a lot of work. It is a smaller property, only about 888 square feet. Homes in the area.
That's pictures, right? Are those?
Yes, sir.
Are those current pictures?
Current pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, current pictures. Initially, it was on the market about 3-4 months ago at 740. So I got them down quite a bit. So, like I said, this does not need a lot of work. Just need somebody to go in there, have a vision, clean it up, probably put some paint, maybe some new flooring upstairs where there's carpet, right? So maybe put some laminate, LVP. Also, I think it will be very beneficial to put an extra full bath. It's actually 1.5 baths. There's a half bath downstairs in the kitchen, and there's a full bath upstairs on the second level. So I think it will benefit to put a full bathroom extra in there. And as well, this does have 3 bedrooms. If we do look at the comp, you have the comps up here, boy?
I think we got lucky.
Yeah, so we have, like I said, we have 3 bedrooms. We have 2 beds on these comps, and they're selling for $839. That's pending right now. Also, this is the second cheapest that I found in the last 400 days. So second cheapest home selling in that area in the last 400 days at $615 right now. So if you are a buy and holder or you're looking to flip, definitely reach out to me. Cash before I get out of here. I would like to get your information. See how I can help you out in your business.
And the other thing that Tremaine didn't say, let me see what you got on.
Oh,
See that? Fix and flippers, you buy and hold, you want to talk to him. Wholesaler. You know, what else? What's yellow? I don't even know. What is it? Orange?
yeah,
What's
yeah.
orange?
So I've actually Cleon right there. He
Real
helped
estate
me
agent.
before. I did a wholesale deal and a flip. He actually was the agent who helped sell that deal one time. So that was back in Fredericksburg. So like I said, I do it all: hold, buy, sell, wholesale. So whatever you got, let me know what you need.
Tremaine's phone number, emails on there. Like I said, I've known Tremaine for a long time, just like I've known Karina for a long time. And so he's a wholesaler too. He's an investor-friendly agent. Thank you for presenting it. Really is
Yeah,
a
no
help.
problem. You got a question real quick? Yeah, it's vacant. It's vacant. So if you want to meet up tomorrow, I'll meet you out there.
I think I got pictures. There's some pictures. Not all of them, but that's some of them. All right. Any other questions for Tremaine? Thank you. Richard, you're next, buddy. Yeah, thank you.
You could clean this one. You could clean this one.
All right. Okay, take it away.
All right. Next, have this property on Ivy Green Road. It's in Fairfax Station. It's a project that I would really like to do myself. I'm just really full right now with 5 projects going on myself. So
Making some money over here, ain't we?
yeah.
Making some money.
So it hurts me to present this. I really want to do this one. This is an amazing opportunity. So this is in the South Run School Pyramid. You know that area, Fairfax Station. The elementary school is Silverbrook. High school is South Run. It's in a really, really good community in a good subdivision. Homes. There's a comp. It's 8305 Knotty Pine. That's in the neighborhood. It was on the market for 1 day, and it sold for 1.255. I have the ARV at 1.250, which is conservative.
Yeah.
The comps show a 2-car garage front. This one is a 3-car garage, so it's the bigger model.
Yeah,
it's the 3-car garage. So the home caught on fire because a vehicle, like I think it's an electric vehicle that exploded. So I've been in the house. The house does need full gut renovation.
Yeah, but how much of the house can be salvaged? Because it looks like, I mean, it looks
it's-
like this could be salvaged.
So
That,
yeah,
the
if you look at
foundation
the
for sure.
right, but we're going to tear down to pretty much the original footprint
Okay.
where you see the brick. But everything needs to be redone. The studs,
That's
the
what you were saying,
framing,
Sam. It's to the foundation.
and it's a fire home. So then all the systems need to be replaced. The electrical, plumbing, everything. It is you do have to pull the permits through Fairfax County, which they're not bad at all. I actually went in there with my construction team. I have my own. That renovation cost is $350, and that's going to include everything. So you want to tack on maybe another $20,000 for the architect or the engineer.
Maurice, you'll do it for 300.
But it's an amazing opportunity, and this could probably be done anywhere from 6 to 9 months.
We've got comps too, Richard. There's
Yep.
your comps. 1.275. 1.265. Actually, I think your houses might be a little bit bigger square footage. I don't think we put the tax record in here.
Right. Yeah. The square footage
And
on
there's
this one.
There's one at Fairfax Station. That's
Here's one
probably
on
the best.
Fairfax Station.
Yeah, that's the best comp, I think.
Right. So, and there's one that recently closed. It's 8305 Knotty Pine, which
I
is
don't have
in
that.
the neighborhood.
I don't have that. Okay, that's fine. So 125 to 13.
Yep.
It's probably going to be a next spring sale. That's my guess.
So Richard, the person who owned the house when the fire occurred, the insurance company give them
this is
any.
those-
So, this is going to be pretty clean. So, number one, the home is owned outright, and then number two, the owner unfortunately didn't have insurance. And what
Hey.
happened
Yeah.
the insurance policy expired on February of 2025. The house got on fire on March 7th. So while he was shopping insurance companies, unfortunately that happened. So there's no insurances involved. If you're looking to make an offer, it'll be clean and quick. We're looking for like a 2-week close. And it's pretty, it's just one that I want to do really bad.
All right. Any more questions?
Yes. I have no idea. I mean, it's. I think it was an electrical car, so who knows?
All right.
Just giving one tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So let's cover it real quick. I think, are we voting on this one too? We're voting on this, Richard. So
Okay.
675 purchase, 125 to 13 out, about a 350 reno. All right, let's vote. Rate the deal, guys. Get your phones out, rate the deal. Remember, guys, we vet the ownership of the deal and your control over the deal. I do not vet the numbers. Ed, I need a one of your lawyerisms.
It's somewhere in the middle.
Okay, somewhere in the middle.
You might win and you might lose. That's a lawyerism.
This is actually about where I thought it would fall, somewhere in the middle. About a 3. Yeah, 3. Okay, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean, the name of the game with this guy is, it's all about the contractor. So this might be a perfect opportunity for a contractor to maybe buy this who wants to take on this kind of project, not only do the work, but also get paid on the outside flip side of it. All right, we're good? All right, let's move on. I'm doing good on time, Sarah. No, I see you over there. Oh yeah, this is yours. This is yours.
So we had somebody come in that's doing a capital raise, which is typically not the kind of deals that we have here. I'm not sure if anybody is in the world of investing, specifically hospitality. As you guys know, that can be a very finicky industry. But there is a place called Brews and Barrels up in Maryland. And they are very profitable. I believe it's their first location. They're looking to expand. So they're looking for about 300K, looking for a silent investor. Annual return is 18%. And this is quoted from Maurice. So they're looking to build within DMV, bringing it down to Virginia and DC. They're pretty much ready to go, looking to get it into a franchise model. Not sure if anybody has been there. I've heard good things about it. There's good Google reviews about it.
Yeah, it's in Gaithersburg. What's the name of that big development right off 270? Yeah, that's where it is. Yeah, and so I don't know if anybody has been to the Brews and Barrels. Sam, have you been there? Have you been there?
Nope.
All right, so
Question, does this kind of, maybe you all know, does this kind of transaction qualify for a 1032 actually? Or
1031?
1030, it's a 1032, but it's in the same family.
Yeah, I don't know.
that.
Unfortunately, I don't do a lot. We've had a fella here, I don't think he's here tonight, who does a lot of those
he said a
exchange
1032.
deals.
I knew a 1031 and a 1033.
Right.
I don't know a
right.
1032.
I know, when they take your property, when Fairfax County took her
Oh,
property,
that was 1033. wasn't it?
It's eminent domain.
1033.
Yeah.
she gets 2 years to,
Yeah, we'd had that.
It should. It tends to be fairly liberal on what you can do if it's an eminent domain.
Yeah.
Just as a general matter, you'd have to look it up. And it gets quite detailed. But yeah, generally any deal can be within that.
Yeah, I mean, the gross sales are going up. He didn't provide us on the expense side. It's not really for us. I mean, Maurice Shane, that's his email up there. I mean, I don't know what the 18% return is based on, guys. Like I said, I mean, we know, I mean, I know he's raising money for these guys. I vet that. I just don't, we don't know enough about it. So if you guys are interested, give him a phone call, email him. He had a doctor's appointment. Go ahead.
Is Maurice here? Because I do a lot of recommendations.
If Maurice was here, we would be
Right,
sitting
I
down.
would not
We
be presenting if he
wouldn't
was
be presenting
here.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on that note too, I actually have a lot of friends that are in the capital market. So I have friends in hospitality. If you guys are interested in investing in other hospitality groups, I can definitely connect you guys. I know JD is looking at one because I connected him. So happy to chat. Yeah.
Yeah, get his number if you're interested. Like I said, I mean, we thought, we'd present something like this. It's our first time doing it. And so, if you guys are interested, give him a call. All right, next one. I guess I'm next, aren't I? Okay. This is a deal that's in right now it's in the Oakton School District. It's on Valley Road, Fairfax. This is a total development deal. The guy bought the land, 3.84 acres. It's called a by right use. It's zoned R1. What by right means is that it was R1 in Fairfax County. R1 means 1 house per acre, by right use. So what he did is he subdivided the land into 3 acres. I'm sorry, 3 1 lot, 3 house per 1 acre. So he got a 3-house site plan approved. It's out of Fairfax County. And so he's looking to sell the site plan. It's currently on the market now at, I think, 2.49 million in the MLS. He's got it way overpriced. I told him I'd present if he dropped the price. They're looking for $2.2 million for the land with the approved site plan. That's kind of what it looked. That's what it did look like. That's kind of, we've got all the documents if you want it. The reason why he wanted us to present it, he was a hard money client. We had the first trust on this. We got paid back. And so he's trying to sell it. So I thought he was going to be here tonight, but he couldn't make it. This is a model by, are you guys familiar with Evergreen Builders? So this is one of their models. The footprint of this house, we got it roughly about a 6,700 square foot house, 4,600 top 2 levels, 2,000 basement. This is kind of what a prototype would look like. Prototype would sell for about 2.15 million. Sam thinks you can get a bigger house for bigger dollars on here if you're interested. He's got 3 of them. I've got some comps of houses in the area. This is one that's active at 2.9 million, about the same square footage. 2.764 million, similar square footage. So these are the comps within the area. So if the out price, let's say, is 2.5 million, let's say 2.5 times 3, the $7.5 million out. Let's face it, at 2.2 million, it might be a little steep. But that's that deal. All right. Development deal, Oakton High School. That's where you're going to get the premium from. It's not a bad school district to be in.
So it's already been subdivided.
Yeah, that site plan's approved. Now, this is what are called platted lots. So there's 2 different kinds. There's platted lots and there's engineered lots. Engineered lots are where the curb cuts and the infrastructure is put in place. The engineer's not there yet. I don't have a site plan estimate on that. I have no idea. Sam, thoughts on that? Flat, curb cuts, public sewer. What the hell is the engineering on that?
50,000 a lot.
50,000 a lot. So your engineer maybe cost you 150 grand. So take it as you may. All right. Any questions on this? I mean, I'm familiar with the deal just because we've known about this process we've had the loan about 1.5 years. It got paid off the other day. So we're not the hard money lender on it, but
It's a great neighborhood.
it's a great neighborhood. If you want to get into that kind of thing, you know somebody that wants to get into it. If you're a realtor and you know a builder that wants to do it, hell, you got 3 listings right there. All right. Munif, you're next. Munif, you're next, buddy. All right.
Thank you. Hello. Perfect,
on.
guys. Just real quick before I present this deal, thank you guys for having me. Thank you, Charlie, for having me. I know we're on a clock. I'll be quick. I never want to be the smartest person in a room because if I am, it means I'm not growing. And this is one of the only rooms I feel like I'm one of the dumbest people here, and I love it. Man, there's so many smart people here. I'm learning something new every day.
Those guys.
Oh, you guys are so smart.
Yeah, those guys.
We did. Do you guys watch their podcast? You guys should watch their podcast.
Podcast is out. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's amazing. So we were on the podcast. Charlie had me on, and they're very smart guys. And so, this is the campfire. Like I come from the sub 2 community with Pace Morby. He talks about being in a campfire. And when you have a small campfire where you huddle around, you build a community around it. And Charlie's been able to do that here. So this is the campfire here. So let's talk about this deal. Kerwin Court, residential. I'm selling it at $479. Renovation cost $75,000. I'm a wholesaler, so you probably want to double it. Joke. That was a joke, guys.
That was funny. I got it. That joke. I like that joke.
But ARV 640. It's a fix and flip. 50-50 split on transfer taxes. Who here does deals in Maryland? Right? Transfer tax is really high.
There's there's some pictures.
Right. So this is the house. This is the inside. You can see it's, I'll let you guys decide what you got, what you think you need to do with the house. Again, I'm a wholesaler. I don't renovate. I got that quote from one of my construction buddies.
Comps.
Okay. Belton Court sold 77650. This was really well done. It's a similar square foot. And then you can go to the next one. And then Marvin Road, Silver Spring. So sale price was a little bit lower. Look at the finishes. And so I consider these more rent grade finishes. So it had a little bit lower finishes, but it had, I don't think this was a flip. I think this is just a homeowner who lived in it and they just sold it. Yep. And then another one a little bit lower, but look at the finishes, look at the photos, right? Photo quality finishes, so it sold for a little bit lower. So that's where I got my numbers.
Yeah, I think that's it as far as the comps. Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and so any questions? Sorry, any questions? Silver Spring is still a pretty good market. The thing that Munif does is that, he supplies decent comps, right? So one of the things we have a problem with wholesalers is that we always say a wholesaler is going to overestimate the value by 10%, underestimate the renovation. His comps are pretty spot on. And so for you as an investor, you can, at least dealing with him, it's a lot easier that you can rely on his numbers. And so that's important for us as hard money lenders too, because I've got to rely on that after repair value because we lend into the after repair value. And so something like that for us, if we were to lend on this guy, right, we would start with the 640 ARV. I'd probably lend 72.5% of 640, right? That would be subtract out the 75,000 renovation. And that's the amount of money I give you for the purchase. I give you 75 for the reno, and we can close this thing in a week or less. So that's how we would build a loan against that deal. So if you guys like the deal, Munif's in the room, get a deal. You got hard money guys here. You got Washington Capital Partners. You got whatever. So we'll do a hard money on this guy all day. But that's kind of our methodology is, we'll go out about 72.5% of that 640, subtract out the rent on that, your purchase dollars. It's very simple. It's asset based. Okay. Any more questions for him? We're good.
I have a question, Charlie. I'd like to, for some of your flippers that are here, I'd love to see how they run the numbers. If that was accurate ARV and those were the repair work, I'd love to see just pique their minds a little bit. I think you're a flipper, right? Could you break that down for us?
I didn't look at it close.
Oh, just the numbers. I just want to see how you guys are looking at the numbers as flippers on how you guys look at it. Can you go back to the?
Well, the thing that's missing though, that we would want to see, and we didn't have the time, we didn't put in here is the number one thing that we start with, and I think you do too, is a tax record, right? We got to know what that square footage looks like.
Oh, it's not on.
That's number one. We got to know the square footage, right? Because.
But if the numbers were accurate on there, let's say that was a 640 ARV, right, for resale.
Well, I'm confident that 640 is a number. Yeah. I can tell you that right now. I know that 640 is a number. The only thing is, it's a meetup, right? We didn't put enough pictures in here. It looks like a floor plan might need to be opened up a little bit. I mean, that kitchen's kind of tiny. We would probably open up the floor plan. That 75,000 might go to 100 pretty quick. Might be a Charlie $100,000 number.
Charlie, I think I asked a bad question. I think what I was trying to see is like, if you're flipping a property, right, and these guys are doing it, if they know that the ARV is 640,000, the repair work for them is 75,000. What do they take off? Like, because you got to pay your agents when they list it and you buy it. You got to pay your closing costs. You got to pay your hard money costs. I just kind of want to see how transfer tax.
Oh,
I
sure.
want to see.
Okay.
I want to kind of get a peek on how they look at it because I think that's important for everybody to see.
I'll tell you what we're going to do next month. Put this in for next month. We're going to go over one of our fix and flip spreadsheets on how we do it, because one of the things that we do, guys, is that, and you're right, that's a good point. Number one, you've got to factor in all your costs. Let's talk about the costs. Number one, you got buying costs. Right? That's your number one cost. You got buying, closing costs. You got lender costs on the buy side. Number two, you've got holding costs. All right. How long am I going to hold this property for? 6 months, 4 months, right? Number three, we've got renovation costs. Now, if my budget was $75,000, I got a 10% contingency, guys, $7,500. It's going to be $82,500. That's a cost. I've got selling costs. I got to pay a listing agent, right? 2.5%, 2%, whatever the hell I pay them. Then I've got seller costs, which are transfer costs, title fees, and all that. Then the most important cost, and if you don't learn anything else from me, what's the most important cost?
We put it in your profit as a cost.
That's right. We always put in our target profit margin as a cost. And if you guys were here last month, you saw our rules. I went over the Clear Sky rules. So I'll go over them again. Our target profit margin in Northern Virginia, 8 to 10%. Our target margin in PG County, Montgomery County, Charles County, Frederick County, we're in Maryland. I want 12 to 20%. My target profit cost in Washington, D.C., 25 to 30% profit. If I can't get 25 to 30% profit, I don't even look at it. Because Washington, D.C. is a pain in the ass. The renovations are a pain in the ass. Tell them, Maurice, how many properties are you renovating for us right now in Washington, D.C.? 7, 10? They're all a pain in the ass. If I'm going to spend pain in the ass money, I better make pain in the ass profit. That's our rules. I don't have profit margin in West Virginia because we don't go there, but that's okay. I'm going to go to Charlestown here soon. So my profit margin in West Virginia with the new inventory would probably be 12%. That's our profit margin, guys. That's an expense. If my numbers don't all add up, we don't do it. It's that simple. And so we'll cover that. So if you come next month, we'll put that spreadsheet in. I don't think we'll put the full-blown student cash flow analysis in there. We're just going to put the little one no-brainer because we like to do things simple. All right, got it? Good question. Any other questions? All right. I don't know what's next. I have no idea. No. I got one more. Yeah. Last deal. Okay. I think this is me, and then we'll get on to the ad hoc. It's 8:43, guys. We'll have you out of here hopefully by 9 o'clock. Sorry, we're not getting you out of here any earlier. Now, raise of hands. Who is interested in getting into the gap funding space or the hard money lending space?
What is the gap funding space?
That's a great question. A gap funder is somebody that supplies money to a deal that isn't hard money based or normal conventional financing based. In other words, they bridge the gap. Let's say a guy's buying a house and they got to put 10 or 20% down as a cash component. They got to pay closing costs and they don't have that money. A hard money lender is committed to the deal, but they got to, let's say, bring $50,000 to the closing table, but they don't have the $50,000. They need a gap funder to fund a gap. That's what a gap funder is. In the sub-2 world, they call them gators. You can also gap fund an EMD for a wholesaler. Let's say you got a wholesale deal that requires a $20,000 EMD, but the wholesaler's making a good profit, but the wholesaler doesn't have the $20,000. You as a gap funder getting the $20,000. That's basically what it is. That's a gap. Okay. This guy came to me with a deal he wanted me to fund on the hard money side. Why didn't I fund it? I'm going to be very transparent because that's how I roll. Number one, it was too small of a deal for us. $40,000, guys, we're not in business to make $40,000 loans. That's not my playground. It's not my sandbox. All right. South Taylor Street, it's a condo, 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, 1,500 square feet. ARVs between $600,000, $645,000. The guy is looking for an asset-based second trust. And I'll tell you guys here how to structure it if you're interested in doing it. He owes a first trust of $465,000. He's looking for $40,000 negotiable. He'll take less.
Oh, I do gap funding. I like to see an LTV of 70%.
There you go. There you go. I love you, man. You guys know what that means? Let's keep it simple. Let's say the ARV was only $600,000. If you want to see a 70% LTV, he's saying he'll lend up to $420,000 on it. This thing has a first trust of $465,000. So that's not going to fit his requirement, right? So that's probably a no deal if he's looking for a 70%.
Yeah,
Now,
I mean, I've done 80%, but
there you go. So now we're starting to talk, but let's go ahead and look at some of these pictures, right? So in other words, if you're an asset-based lender and you had to take this property back, you could sell it for about between $600 and $645, and I'll show you the comps here in a second. So let's say the number's at $625. So if you lend the money out at $40,000, $40,000 plus $465 is only $505. You still got pretty good room in here. Now, look at the pictures. The pictures tell the story. That condo doesn't need much renovation, right? So what I would do to structure this deal is one of the things that I would do as a gap funder, and we'll go through a little bit of gap funder training here, is that I would lend him $40,000 to get back $50,000 in 3 months. I wouldn't even put a percentage on it, or I wouldn't even put a point on it. $40,000, give me back $50,000 in 3 to 6 months. I would hold his feet to the fire because one thing I'm not doing, I'm not chasing you for $40 goddamn $1,000. I ain't got the time. And you're going to make me mad. And I don't like to be mad. I make him mad. He's the only one I want to make mad, not me. Okay, so you can structure it that way. $40,000 to get back 50. Get him to sign a DIL in case he doesn't do it. Part of the paperwork. Are you allowed to do that, title companies? Can I have him sign a DIL? You're damn right. Hold his feet to the fire. This ain't a bad deal. It's just too small for us. The other thing that you could do is go at it $40,000, get back $50,000, put an interest rate and the points on that $50,000. 15% interest, only 5 points. You guys know what a point is? 1% per thousand. I'm sorry, 1% per 100,000. So 5 points on $50,000, $2,500, 50% interest. You guys like that return? 20% return. Annual. But if I do 15% and 5 points and it's a 3-month loan, what's my annualized interest rate? If you guys said 35%, you're right. Is it a good deal, guys? Could be. That's right. Shocker. There's the pictures. Not bad. So if you guys are interested in the deal, do not call me, please. There's the guy's name. Thought he was going to be here. There's his phone number. If you don't like that number, 703-587-2475. Sam's number. Don't call me. All right? You guys like it? I think we're going to rate it. So let me see what you guys think. I hear the comps. I'm sorry. 2 bedroom, 2 baths. If you guys are in the condo market, let me explain something to you quick for those of you that don't understand. Condo market, 1,500 square feet. That's the size of the condo. In the condo space, you got to price your assets by the square footage. Okay? Alexandria, it's off of King Street. What's the name of that shopping center across the street? Bradley Center? That's where it is. It's a great location, guys. This is a good asset. I actually like this deal. I'm going to do it with Sam's money. Here are the comps. 614, 800, 1,500 square feet. That's active though. So that's probably not, 614 is probably not the right number. It's got to get reduced. Active at 609, 1,500 square feet, 70 days on the market. We're going down in value, right? I do have a sold comp at 670, 1,500 square feet, closed in May 7th, guys. This is how fast condo prices can drop in the nick of in a split second. You guys got to understand this crap. So for me, my value on it is a conservative 600, maybe 575. That's what I would use to underwrite this deal because of the active comps. So if it's still within your bailiwick, remember 465 and 40 is 505 plus your juice. You're in there at 515. Even if you had to take it back, you could put that sucker on the market at 599 and you can sell it fairly quick. You're going to get your money back, plus you're going to make more of a profit.
So my ex-wife actually owned a place probably a block from there. And I, of course, keep track of his appreciation. The depreciation was very slow. It's a great location. And the HOA fees or condo fees are very steep.
That's what you got to be careful too, guys. If you're buying into a condo and if you're lending into a condo, right? For us, if we lend second trust, right? So if I was really interested in this and let's say, I don't know, let's say the condo's worth $6 million. He owes 4.65 million and he wanted a $400,000 second trust. I would really have to do my due diligence on that first trust. In that case, the first trust is too big. I would never lend a second trust into a large first trust. I've got to know the first trust. I've got to know the default conditions of that first trust. So you got to be very careful. So, it's just another deal type that we thought we would bring in front of the audience, right? Just so you guys can kind of look and see what else is out there in the real estate investing world. And so you guys see the comps, let's say it's $600,000. Vote. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think about this deal. So give me a vote and then we'll get to the ad hoc is next, right, Sarah? And I've got 10 minutes for ad hoc. So you guys be fast. So let's vote and then let's see what you guys think. Wow. We don't have too many lenders out here. God, we have no lenders out here. All right, number 4. I love you 4. Whoever said 4, I like it. Remember, you just got to do your due diligence. In this case, I think you need to know the borrower's credit. I think you need to know the borrower's income. I think you need to really vet out the borrower. I think, what we did here is we vetted out the asset, right? I helped you guys vet out the asset. I think it's for you to take it from here. If you got, 40,000 sitting around, I would certainly go lend them 50. And I'd certainly price that sucker at 15 and 5. And I'd give them a 6-month loan. So I'd lock in at 10% juice plus my 50% rate on 50 plus 5 points. That's how we would do it if we wanted to do it. It's just too small for us. And the other thing too for us is that it's not owned in an LLC. We're a business-to-business lender. So we don't like to loan second trust to individuals. especially when they're owner occupying it. That we don't like to do that. So, all right. Oh my God, I got 0 at 5. All right, who raised their hand? Who was number 4? Raise your hand. I'm gonna put you on the spot. Dylan's not here, so it wasn't him. Who did 4? Raise your hand. Oh my God, you guys are shy as hell. Oh my God. All right, I won't put you on the spot. Did you like that? Good, right? All right. Now let's do our ad hoc deals. You're first. Will you have her first? Yeah, Raina, we got you first. So come on up. We can give her a microphone. We can give her a mic. So for you guys, this is the last segment of the meeting, is the ad hoc meetup deals. We've got her phone number and email address up here, and so she'll present. I think you've got another one to present too, right? You got 2 or 1? You got 3?
But we're gonna make it really quick.
No problem. All right.
Yeah.
Ad hoc,
Hello,
guys.
everyone. Test. Okay. Hello. Great evening, everyone. More like night. Yeah. So we have this property here. It is a fully renovated row home in Marshall Heights, Southeast DC, which is about 10 minutes from the Commander Stadium. And we are looking. The asking price is $545. We currently have a Section 8 tenant. There we go. Is it up?
Yeah, we got it up here. Current rents are up there. $4,200 a month.
Yes, that's correct. Okay. My eyes are.
And the other thing we don't have up here is, what year was this built? It was built fairly new, right?
It is, yeah. So it was 2009, and
Okay.
yeah, the property's 2009, but we did a full gut, and so 2024 was when it was.
And it's got a
completed.
1-car garage, right?
That's correct.
One car garage. It's a row home. DC, it's a row home. In Virginia, it's a townhouse. So it's a row home. Yep, $4,200 a month. You've got pro forma rent potential at $5,000 a month. What is that?
It's just saying that if you wanted to increase the rent to
Yeah.
3,500,
Uh-huh.
the market is showing out there in the market. We have, I think I provided it on the drive, some comparables on the rental.
Okay, but the 3,500 though, that's not a Section 8 rent. That's just the market rent, 3,500? Sure. You guys understand that? You guys know the difference between Section 8 market rent? If you don't, raise your hand. We're here to educate too.
I kind of know, but I always like to hear it again so I can remember it.
Okay, so what Section 8 means is that these are government-sponsored rents for tenants. So these are people who need help with their rent. And so they submit these things called vouchers, and they show the need. And so these government entities actually issue these things called Section 8 vouchers. So the government will pay the rent. So that's what a Section 8 tenant is. Now in DC, the Section 8 market is set up by zip code. So 20019, if it's a 5-bedroom house, then it'll have certain Section 8 rents associated with it. That's the way it works in DC. Virginia's a little bit different. Now, in Virginia, let's say your Section 8 tenant is paying, let's say they're paying $3,200 a month in rent. That doesn't necessarily mean the government's going to give you $3,200. The government could give you $3,000 and the tenant has to give you $200. That's what that means. Okay? You got another one, right?
Yeah,
I don't think we
would say
have
this
a
is
chart.
off market.
Okay, this is a
off
different-
market deal.
Okay.
And yeah, so we're looking to make something work tonight. If not, we will be putting it on the market. by then.
Is the total clear? Is the total applied to this property?
It's vague? Oh,
Yeah, but it is in DC. Yeah, but the tenants is going to convert with a sale. Tenants are converting with a sale. TOPA, yes, TOPA has been presented. Yep, they have been presented to the tenants.
right, right. Because
The
that
tenants
means,
night.
so what
Yep.
that means when TOPA is presented, that if she gets an offer to buy the house and the tenant can buy it. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Now, if a tenant's on Section 8, can they buy it? Probably not. All right.
Oh,
You know,
I do want to make a correction.
You have
there.
another-
The ADU is 1,400. I
okay,
did
the
have a
80,
edit.
okay.
Yeah,
So
the
the
ADU is the lower
ADU,
level.
right, is 1,400. What,
I had
right, don't get that confused with an affordable dwelling unit. This is an accessory dwelling unit. There's a difference. So this is an accessory dwelling unit, right? So don't get that confused with an affordable dwelling unit. So that's accessory, which they do that in DC. Anything else? You got another deal, right? You got one more
Yeah,
deal?
we also have a single family rent. I'm a realtor, by the way, guys. Some of you guys might know me. We have a single family detached. It's in the Petworth neighborhood, 20011 Northwest, right off North Capitol and Blair. Single family rental. We already have purchased this property. Demo's done. We're pretty much through the first phase. What we're looking for is some gap funding. We've pretty much already put about close to $50,000 into the renovation process. And we're looking for a private gap loan of maybe 40 to 50K, right? To keep the deals, keep it moving forward. And we're looking for about a 6-month loan. Okay, it's possible we could pay it back before then. But I can send you guys video updates. I mean, this thing is really, really moving forward. And it's a great neighborhood.
This is
Two
actually-
houses down.
This
We picked
is
it up.
actually perfect.
We picked it up for $420.
Yep.
We're putting about $250 into
Okay.
it, so you're looking at about $670.
Yep.
There was one home, 2 houses down on the market at 1.35.
That's good. So
We're only
did you increase-
projecting.
Did you increase the square footage?
We're going to increase it by about 300
Okay, so
with dormers.
all right, so guys, if you're interested in this gap funding or hard money, whatever the hell you're interested in, here's the first question you ask: how am I getting paid back? Are you going to flip it?
We are flipping, correct?
Okay, they're going to fix and flip it. So his exit
Correct.
strategy is a fix and flip. That is the most important thing, Mr. Barnes back there. I see you taking notes. The first thing you ask as any kind of a private lender is, how am I getting paid back my entire money? He's going to fix and flip it. The other choices could be, well, maybe I'm going to be a buy and hold. Maybe I'm going to keep it as a rental, which means I got to refinance you out with a DSCR. You have to know that. Or the other answer might be, okay, well, I'm going to use some mattress money and I'm going to pay you back. That's happened to us many times. Okay, so first question you have to ask is, what is my exit strategy? How am I getting paid back?
Additionally, well, first of all, we have over 20 years experience, in flipping properties, which is
Next
important.
question.
So we know what we're doing. The first flip was done in 2005. Secondly, we're both licensed agents, so we can control the expenses on the back end by listing the property.
Yep.
I'm also a licensed general contractor.
In DC?
So in DC.
There you go.
So we control the numbers on the fix and flip. So it's a very well situated deal, very lucrative. And again, we're looking for a small amount to keep it moving. I know Mark, my buddy over here, already has the deal. He probably has a lender for us already. He's funded us several times on different projects.
There you
So, guys, we definitely have a good reputation out here, of doing deals and paying our loans back.
Ray, is that number and email good for you too?
Yes,
All right.
that works.
Okay.
Lastly, last deal. We have land in Lothian, Maryland. You guys know where Lothian, Maryland is? It's right outside of Prince George's County. Not quite Baltimore. It's Upper Marlboro extended. It's
Is
like
it PG County, Charles County? What is it?
it's Anne Arundel County.
Anne Arundel,
So you
okay.
take Pennsylvania Avenue from DC through PG into the next county, right? You have average sale prices out there of about $850 to $3 million. We have 7.55 acres perked, already approved, and we're only asking $250.
That's one house?
Yeah, you can only build one home.
One house. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
You guys got that?
So if you guys want info on that, dial that number, shoot us an email.
All right. You guys got that written down? Good? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got any more? You good?
We have more, but
All right. Well, I guess that means I'm presenting. Anybody else got any ad hoc deals before I get into two that I'm going to quickly present, and I'll get you guys out of here. This is another deal in Petworth. Chris Anderson, if you guys know him, he's the guy. I don't know why it says 1 bedroom, 2 baths. This is why you don't want me presenting deals. You just don't want me presenting these things. 750 ARV, 382. I do not see the square footage. It's in Petworth. I know we've got one going on the market on 7th Street. Is that on the market yet? Tomorrow?
This week.
This week we got one going on the market in Petworth. ARV looks about right, 750. His price is 382. This might be okay. I mean, I like the divided by 2 theory in DC. 750 divided by 2 is 375, so he's close. I don't know what it looks like. Call Chris. He's a wholesaler. He controls it. He's got another deal in Waldorf, Maryland, Council Oak Drive. It says 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. I don't know if it's a single family or a townhouse. I have no idea. I guess if it's $320,000, 510, it's probably a single family house. It's a buy and hold, fix and flip. When I see deal types as a buy and hold from a wholesaler, that tells me it's overpriced, but that's neither here nor there. But there's his information. Okay. And that's it. You guys got any questions, comments, concerned? We're adjourned. Hope you liked it. All right.